Drake just dropped 2 new tracks or 2 features, but you know, regardless, whatever amount of music he comes out with now is super important post Kendrick Lamar beef. Let's take a listen. All right, so he did 2 songs with someone by the name Gordo. I don't know who Gordo is. Here we go. It's called Sideways and Healing. Let's just take I'm not gonna lie, dude. This is insane to see. For a song to include Drake, especially post Kendrick Lamar beef, this song has 23,000 views in over a day, and Sideways has 39,000 views. That's kind of unprecedented as far as Drake is concerned. Let me see what these Spotify views look like, because this is fucking crazy. All right, it doesn't show me the numbers on Spotify, but that is super insane to see. And let's be honest, before we listen to this, the conversation that was floating around a lot, and a conversation that I had a lot with the chat and this channel since the Kendrick Lamar beef, is the post music, like post beef music from Drake. Has your opinions changed? And I think what I'm going to encounter is more criticism. I think people now who have a deeper appreciation for Kendrick Lamar's music and what he does, and me, who for sure you know, kind of discovered Kendrick Lamar through this, knowing, you know, his hit records way before the beef, but I have become way more critical of music just seeing how high the bar has been set by Kendrick Lamar. So now I don't know if like the easy kind of fast food music from Drake is going to fly with me. These are 2 tracks I have not heard before. So let's listen to Healing first. Doesn't rhyme, but okay. More Hurt. Okay. All right. Good start. Honestly, getting like Honestly Never Mind vibes. Like it. He's definitely healing. All right, stop being. I'm gonna stop being petty. I'm a sucker for music like this, man. I'm a sucker. So I like the start. Does a beat drop now? Nice build up. Super fire build up. Healing. Everything sounds fire. First of all, I just want to say, black socks with Air Force Ones, criminal. I would, if I saw this man at the boardwalk or whatever that look, it looks like a boardwalk that leads to like a blue pallet, like something Costco would drag out to their warehouse. Black socks with white Nikes, I've always been told, are criminal and offensive. So I take offense. Oh, here we go. Fire. Nice. Obviously, I mean, we're not getting this is not going to be a hip hop track. It's not a hip hop track. So you're not going to get rap. And I don't know if I want to be that guy that's like super petty. That's like, you have to rap. You have to fucking rap, dude. Where's the rap? You just I feel like maybe he's a little exhausted from, I mean, listen, and we could talk about this forever. We could be disrespectful. You could be petty. Drake put up a fight versus Kendrick Lamar that I don't think anyone else in the industry would have been capable of. And regardless of whether he lost or not, or whether his public image has changed or your perception of him have changed, a lot of people by the time Family Matters was dropped would have died. Drake fought a cyborg, a boogeyman that every other rapper is scared to death of, and I feel like it probably exhausted his pen as far as wanting to get back into rap, even though his verse with Sexy Red was incredible. It was with Sexy Red, and that track is absolutely garbage, and I think it was just too early. It kind of got swept under the rug. So I'm just saying all that to say, I am somebody that just likes music sonically. If something's sonically pleasing, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm sure there's rap heads that are going to play this and 30 seconds in be like, oh my God, here goes Drake. And you know, Drake isn't really the most like vocally, he doesn't have the most vocal range. I always go ha da 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 da. This is da 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 do ba da. That's Drake's range. So it doesn't seem that like there's anything really different compared to things that I've heard to him before, but the lyrics seem a little different. They seem maybe a little like kind of resembling how he feels right now, and I think that's cool. I think, to be honest, like that, it seems okay. Even though this seems like more like a concept song, there might be some underlying reality to these bars. And I like this part. That was a short. I think that was like a 16. But we're 3 minutes into it, so there's 1:50 left. So maybe there's another Drake verse. Healing. Or it's probably just gonna be a long build-up. Is it still a long build-up, and then that's just the end, I guess? Healing. Oh my god, what's that track on Honestly Nevermind that is like exactly like this? Okay, I guess that's it. All right, just kind of repeating the first verse. Okay, I mean, not really much to that. I guess Gordo's the one that produced it, and yeah, I mean, I guess there's not really anything to it. Kind of light. Just a I wouldn't say a generic, because I honestly feel like I do believe that there might be some underlining reality to the verse that he's saying, like, you know, going out and not wanting to be alone. I know he caters to a lot of emotions like that. I've been a Drake fan for a really long time, so it does seem like a familiar sound and familiar lyrics, just a little bit different and maybe a little more personal. Other than that, it's a very light track. It's just one verse that fills about 45 seconds of a 5-minute song, and then it's just Black Sox, White Nikes doing the production behind it. It's a safe song. It's not it's a playlist song. It's something I would definitely do on a Stairmaster. It's something I would definitely listen to on a Stairmaster, or like my last set of lap pull downs. Something I would drive to. Not much of anything behind it. But let's look at the second track. And I just want to point out, once again, 23,000 views on a track with Drake is alarming. It's just alarming. And I can't point, because this isn't officially him. This is not on Drake's channel. This is on Gordo's channel. But even then, anything featuring Drake or anything with Drake popping out usually has a high. I don't think there's a song on this. I don't think there's a song on Joe Biden's internet that has 23,000 views from Drake anywhere, whether it's his main channel or, it's uploaded by the person that he did a feature with. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to, jump the gun here, but I am interested in how people think and view and anticipate Drake after the Kendrick beef, and that is alarming. We're going to look at Sideways, that has 16,000 more views than the other one, and this is Gordo as well, so let's take a look at this. Okay, once again, very Honestly Nevermind. Kind of sounds like the song that we just listened to, with just a little more things that pop out. Let's see if Drake jumps in earlier than... Okay. Yeah, once again, so far, it feels like the same old material. It sounds super similar to Honestly Nevermind, even though that type of music has a sound. I think Anthony Fantano said this, where it's like, it's not really house music, or it's like Drake's voice doesn't necessarily match this type of music. You know what I mean? I guess that's not even the vibe that I'm really getting. I'm just kind of getting a repetitive vibe, where not only does it sound like Honestly Nevermind, once again, you're kind of going like the da da dum da da dum da da. Like, Drake's vocal range does not change ever. So it's like there's only so many different variations that he could chord and note words, where it just sounds super repetitive. And so far, typical Drake. This is pivotal to me. Like, this is super... I don't know, man. And this is one thing that I've really been thinking about since Kendrick and Drake went back and forth. like their rollouts from now on are super, super important as far as like Drake's next album, I feel defines Drake's trajectory. And I feel like it's the same thing with Kendrick Lamar. And one of the things with Kendrick Lamar is that is standing out way more than Drake in his rollout since this beef is that, like, first of all, Not Like Us sounds very different from what Kendrick Lamar usually does, but that sample song in the Not Like Us video, that broccoli, woke up looking for the broccoli, hot key, keep a horn on me, deck on my seat, IP, on the shit, the blooper. It's showing more versatility, and he says reincarnated. So it's like, I feel like you're going to get such a different reincarnated version of Kendrick Lamar, and the pressure is on to Drake to, are you just going to revert back to music like this? Where, let's be real, let's be super real here. This is easy music. This is super, super simplistic music where there's really no actual concept behind it. You used to love me, and I used to love you, and you were once me, and I was once you, and now you are gone. I feel so alone. I don't feel like this is my home. This used to be yours, but that was a choice. I don't even want to hang out with the boys. This is all freestyle. I'm literally I'm doing this right now. I used to do you though. Now time's moving slow. Where's my clock? The clock's ticking down. You used to make me smile. Now I just frown. Oh, I'm so down. Like that was all freestyle right there. It's easy music. It's fast food music. It's easy to do. It's very simplistic, right? So it's like, if Drake reverts back to that and he doesn't change and Kendrick becomes the versatile, like, you can't compare their music. You already can't compare their music, but the rollouts after this beef have been super important. And this is just, it's just repetitive, it's redundant, and it's boring. It's super boring. This is boring. This is a boring song. There's nothing hype about this whatsoever. There's nothing different about this. And it almost seems like he's hiding in this music. I mean, dude, 43,000 views is fucking wild for a Drake feature. It's just like Gordo's killing it. I do think his house should be rated with those black socks with the white Nikes. I do think his house should be rated. But you know, whatever. Like, I feel like, once again, like, I'm bopping my head, but I'm bopping my head to the music. It seems like Drake is like hiding in between the music. You know what I mean? Like, there's no contribution to the beat. There's no contribution to that drop. There's nothing about the lyrics that make me want to repeat them. It's more of just the bop of the song. Like, I just want to vibe out to the song. This is fire. This right here is fire. Everything about this is fire. But this is Gordo. It's not Drake. Which also kind of comes with, I believe it was Anthony Fantano. I'm pretty sure it's him. That said, where it's like, Drake doesn't match house music. Like, Drake's voice isn't a house music kind of voice. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that super synthesized female or like male. You know what I'm talking about? You want to come to Miami? Like, it's not Drake. Like, Drake's voice doesn't work on house music, man. It just doesn't. And I vibed with, honestly, Nevermind, but it's really just that. It's vibes more than it's like legitimate music. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't not like it, but I don't really care for it. And I think that shows in the views, man. I mean, it's been a day, brother. It's been a day. an entire day, and it's only 40,000 views on that song, an entire day, and it's only been 23,000 for Healing, man. So I feel like, I don't know, dude. I feel like these videos are just as hidden as I feel Drake is in them. I mean, Drake is, 45 seconds of Healing in a 4-minute and 54-second song. So this is mostly Gordo. And then, the only thing that kind of sticks out on Sideways is Gordo's production and the drops and the music and the beats and everything in between. I feel like Drake is kind of hidden in these. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, this is, I think it's super important. I think it's super important what's going on right now. And like I said, I don't want to jump the gun, but I think Drake's image has been changed. I think Drake is looked at differently. And I think his music is not as anticipated as it once was. But once again, this is not his music technically. These are features on Gordo's music. I think when he does announce that he's going to drop an album and Hit Drake comes out and Hit Record Drake comes out and Rap Drake really shines, because he hasn't dropped anything on his own. He has not since the beef. Granted, Kendrick hasn't either. But Drake hasn't dropped anything since the beef, so I can't really say that, and I'm not going to say that. I'll take that back as far as, like his people's perception of him has changed. But I do think it, I do think it has, and I only say that because my perception of him has changed. My perception of him has changed throughout the beef and throughout things that he did during the beef, certain things that came up, videos that came up about him during the beef, the rollout after the beef. And, I am more critical of his music now. I used to be super lenient with him. I used to just rock out to whatever, he made, and everything was okay to me. And now it's just not. And then another huge damper was Mob Ties, man. Was Mob Ties being another track that is simply not his. Milli Vanilli got, they destroyed their career for the kind of the same reason, where it's like you find out that the voices that you are that you fall in love with, and the voices that you love and you appreciate and you want to hear more of, are simply not those people's. You know what I'm saying? And it's a similar situation with Drake. There are so many tracks of his that I love, and when you get pivotal tracks like Mob Ties, where when I'm having a conversation about Drake, I'll point to that song as like he can't make Mob Ties, Drake could make Mob Ties. You know what I'm saying? And your world kind of comes down as a fan of somebody when it's like, wait, he didn't drop. Like, wait, Santa Claus isn't real? Like, Jesus isn't, you know what I'm saying? And you just have those moments. It does change you. And I'm way more critical and way less lenient. And it shows in how I think about Healing and Sideways. Super light, boring, and repetitive. Although I do think Healing, once again, I think Healing, there is a real element to that. Some of the lyrics in there, going to the clubs or going somewhere and just automatically wanting to be home, not trusting anybody, everybody's fake. I do think there's a reality in that, and I do appreciate that from Drake, because it didn't sound like Sideways. Sideways was more of like, insert, you used to love me and now I don't love you, and I used to hug you and then I would fuck you and now you. You know what I mean? There was less of that in Healing, but like once again, it was like a 35 second verse. And yeah, that's it. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about both of these tracks. And we're going to be pumping out more content as much as I can on this channel. And yeah, that's about it. Potatoes, tomatoes, scrapalapa-doo. Peace out.